Okay, now we are starting with the next part, that is with behavioral modeling. Last lecture we have discussed structural modeling. Structural modeling mainly focuses on two different types of diagrams. The first one is called as a object diagram and second is class diagram. In detail we have discussed the structural diagram. Now our part, we will try to focus on the next, that is called as what, behavioral modeling. So let's see what are the points we are going to discuss inside the behavioral modeling. That is part number, chapter number 5. So we will discuss the first, interactions. What is the meaning of interactions? Then we will discuss the use cases. What is the meaning of the use cases? How to represent the use case in UML. Then we will discuss how to draw the use case diagram, then interaction diagram, then activity diagram, and then in terms of some sequence diagrams, we are going to discuss about the events and signals, and then we will discuss one more type of a diagram called as what, state diagram, that is state chart diagram or state machine diagrams also. It is also known as the state machine diagrams. And with respect to that, we will discuss process threads with respect to time and space. Basically, the points we will discuss under the behavioral modeling, means what we can say, the basic idea we are going to discuss inside this behavioral modeling is we need to understand user interactions with the systems. As the name suggests, behavioral means the way input has been given, based on the input your next action will be decided. So this will be called as what, simple dynamic modeling. Earlier the modeling part, whatever we done in case of state chart diagram, in case of object diagram, in case of class diagram, that was a structural diagram, means irrespective of input, what was the process flow, etc., what represented there. But in case of behavioral modeling, we will concentrate on the movements, we will concentrate on the actions taken by the user. So how user is going to interact with the system, based on the type of user interactions, the scenario is going to get discussed. So that is what the different parts we will. Okay. So this chapter is very important, so need to pay attention. And though chapter is important, it's also what we can say easy, very easy compared to the scenario parts. So after completion, means if we consider the software development life cycle, that is SDLC, after analysis the next phase is what, your designing part. Now in case of this designing, we will concentrate first on behavioral modeling. So first we need to concentrate, means as a part of a designer perspective, our focus will be, maximum focus will be on behavioral modeling. So it starts with the first type of a diagram called as what, use case diagram. After the use case diagram, we will focus on activity diagram. After activity diagram, we will focus on interaction diagram. Now this interaction diagram, we can simply say, this interaction diagram is nothing but, I can say simply, sequence diagram. This is sequence diagram, and I will add one more diagram inside the sequence diagram, and I will call that sequence diagram simply as collaboration diagram also. So this is collaboration diagram also, that I will add as a part of interactions. So this interaction diagram means, interaction means what the way, the style they are going to interact. If you are aware about the proper sequence, we will complete the sequence diagram. In some cases we were not aware about the sequence, but we were aware that there will be an interaction. So that interactions we will try to show with the help of this collaboration diagram. Then use case diagram, activity diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, and last we will discuss about the state chart diagram. So if we complete this diagram, we can say that I have represented the entire behavioral modeling. So let's see, behavioral modeling means what we can say. So object orientation, simply, that is entire scenario of the object oriented approach focuses on how data and behavior relate under a single class. So behavioral model describes the interactions in the system. Now these interactions, whatever the interactions are going to be, that will happen in a dynamic style. So these interactions will be entirely in a dynamic way. So I'm calling as a dynamic style. What is the present scenario? Based on the present scenario, they will focus. So use case diagrams are important in organization and modeling to understand the behavior of the system. So how your system is act and reacts based on type of inputs. So this will be discussed as a part of use case diagram. So entire behavioral model will be discussed upon the types of scenario, types of present conditions, present situations, and with respect to present situations, system behavior will be discussed. So let's see, in case of behavioral modeling, what type of a diagram we are going to draw. We will complete the first, though I have mentioned in this style, we will try to cover the flow like this. First, we will complete the use case diagram, then we will complete the sequence diagram, activity diagram, sorry. Then we will complete the sequence diagram, and then we will complete one more diagram, that is collaboration diagram. We will complete this collaboration diagram, and after collaboration diagram we will complete the next diagram called as one state diagram. Sometimes it is referred as a state diagram or state chart diagram also. Sometimes it is referred as a state machine diagram also. In some book you will find that as a state machine diagram also. No need to get confused. So these 5 diagrams basically in the same sequence, what the sequence I am telling right now, in the same sequence we are going to draw the 5 diagrams. Is it clear? So remember the sequence. The first, the diagram that we will complete under the behavioral modeling is use case diagram, then activity diagram, then sequence diagram, then collaboration diagram. Sometimes activity means this collaboration, sequence diagram and collaboration diagram both are known as interaction diagram. So in syllabus they have mentioned only the interaction diagram, but this interaction diagram consists of the 2 different types of diagrams. One is the sequence diagram and one is collaboration diagram. Technically if we see both the diagrams same, only the scenario part is going to get discussed in different style. That part we will discuss. Is this part clear? Okay. Now let's focus on the first diagram called as what? Use case diagram. Now see here what I'm going to show you. I'm going to use the star UML tool. So open the tool, star UML. Okay. Select the by default rational approach. Select the rational approach. Say OK. Now, first idea, as usual, save the project. So simply save it in the same window. I'll give the name here, Unit 5. That is behavioral modeling. Behavioral modeling. Okay. Save this part. Now you can see the first as a use case view. Here I will give the name Unit 5 for simplicity. Unit 5 for the project name. This one is the project name. Okay. Inside this project view, the first we are getting is a use case view. So simply remember, we are going to draw this use case diagram. So where we are going to draw this use case diagram, we will use or we will draw the use case diagram inside this use case view. Just a second. Okay. So we are going to draw the use case diagram inside this use case view. Okay. So the first diagram we are going to draw is use case diagram. Now let's understand first what is use case diagram. What is the benefit of the use case diagram? To draw the use case diagram, what are the things we need to take into the consideration? And to draw the use case diagram, what will be the normal scenario, normal process to draw the use case diagram? These many parts we are going to discuss. So let's first understand what is the meaning of use case diagram. So use case diagrams are used to describe set of actions that some system should perform with one or more external users of the system. We will call them as what? Actors. So the actor is external element. Actor is going to interact with the system. That system interactions will be represented in terms of use cases. So the simple way what I can say is, to complete the use case diagram, at this moment we need two important parts. The first one is use case and second one is actor. Now what is meaning of use case? Use case are nothing but the actions. These are nothing but the actions, nothing but operations. An actor is anything which is external to the system and want to interact with the system. We will call them as one actor. So we need these two important part. Actor interactions with the systems normally represented in use case diagrams. So in detail, I can say that use case diagrams used to visualize the behavior of the system so that user can know how to use that element and developers can implement that specific element. So what I'm saying, that use case diagrams normally considered visualization of the behavior, how my system is going to act, and means what are the different operations that my system is going to perform, that will be discussed inside the use case diagrams. So use case diagrams used to visualize the behavior of the system so that user can know how to use that element and developer can implement that element inside the use case scenario. So I can say use cases describes the set of sequence of action in which each sequence represents the interactions of the things outside the system with system itself. So I can say that this use case is nothing but simply an representation of operation. So for example, if I consider as a Facebook system, so what the Facebook system is supposed to do, it will allow you to perform an operations, different operations. So you need to list out the different operations. So listing out the different operations, I am calling them simply as a considering as a use cases. So these behaviors are in effect system level functions that you used to visualize, specify, construct, and document the intended behavior of your system during requirement capture and analysis. So use case involves the interactions of the actor and the system. So system is what you are going to develop, and that system, how the system will interact with the specific actor. Actor means external element. We will call them as simply the use case scenarios. So an actor represents the coherent set of the rules that user of the use cases play when interacting with the use cases. So that actor will be considered as a non-system part. So those normally considered as an external element to the system. System is what you are going to develop. So this is the simple way to represent the use case diagrams. Here you can read this. So this is simple use case diagram. This passenger is an external element. This is called as what? Actor. This is called as what? Use case, operation. So purchase ticket is an operation. So actor represents a role, that is a type of user of the system. So passenger is using. So just simply consider an example. So I'm taking the help of this scenario to understand you. Okay. So use case diagrams are used during requirement allocation and analysis to represent the external behavior that is visible from outside the system. So let us consider an system of railway reservation system. So this railway reservation system, who will be external element over there? So passenger, the user. One type of user is called as what? Passenger. So I'm considering that passenger as an external element, that becomes as an what? My actor. So I will represent that actor. I will represent that actor, and actor represented the way actor will interaction, the way actor will perform interactions with my system. So my system is, just a second, so my system will be considered as one of the operation as a purchase ticket. So I'm just representing this. So this is actor notation, this is use case notation. So use case represents a class of functionality provided by the system, and that represents the relationship. Once we represent that relationship, we will say that we have completed the use case modeling. So set up all the use cases that completely describe the functionality of the system. So once you cover all what we can say use cases related to that, once we represent that, we will consider that I have represented the entire use case model. So remember this, as an actor, actor is anything. We can say that actor is anything which is external system, which is external to the system and wants to interact with the system. We will call them as one actor. So what may be the different types of actors? So that may be users. User means we can say simply human beings. So all humans we can consider as an first category of the actor. Second, external systems. External system means here you can say another systems also. So that another systems I can say simply for my understanding other software systems, and physical environment whether I can consider as a part of other hardwares also. So other hardwares like I can say printer, scanner, you can consider camera also. So that is what physical environments we can consider to understand the simplest part of an actor. Getting? So we need to first identify the actors of the system, and once we could find actors, we can find out the next part called as one use cases. So what is use case? Use case is nothing but it represents the class of functionality that is provided by the system. So use cases can be described textually, that is in terms of a text, with a focus on the event flow between actor and the system. So it should have some naming conventions over there. That part already we have discussed with the 6 points, that is unique name, then actors, entry conditions, that is preconditions, post conditions, then we have discussed flow of events and special requirements. So we are considering in terms of the use case scenarios. So what is the use case? Use case is nothing but it is just an operation. How to represent the use case? OHL notation is the notation to represent the use case in UML. How to represent the actor? The stickman notation is the notation. This is known as a stickman notation to represent the actor. So let's see inside the diagram. Okay. So I will consider this use case view. Right click over here, say add. I will add first actor, and actor name I will give passenger. Okay, so I have just added the passenger. Now the next use case I will add. Use case is nothing but set of sequence of actions which describes simply the operations, the flow, how your system will interact with the user. So I will add a use case. I will give the name purchase ticket. Purchase ticket. So just bring your passenger over there, passenger, passenger is here. Then purchase ticket. Okay, I'll consider one simple scenario over there. Passenger over there. Then I'll consider this purchase ticket. So select this purchase ticket option over here. Select this. Okay, now you are much aware about the relationship. So without taking much of time, I will simply go with this directed association. So this is what the way I can draw the user interactions with the system. This is called as what? User interactions with the system, or simply we can call, this is known as use case diagram. This is called as a simply use case diagram. Okay. Now let us consider one more example to understand. So I hope you are aware about this concept called as what? Actor. So simply remember, actor is nothing but what? Any external elements. So let us consider an example to work out with this. So I will able to show you one example. Right click, add diagram. I will consider the use case diagram. So select the use case diagram. Okay, I will draw the use case diagram for college registration system. So just consider one system, that is college registration system, or we can see from our syllabus, and for that we will able to complete the scenario. Okay, so we need to consider the use case scenario, the use case diagram. Okay. Draw the use case diagram for railway reservation system. So I will consider the same railway reservation system. I'll rename it railway reservation system. Okay. First, we need to find out all actors with respect to the railway reservation system. So who else are the users of the railway reservation system? As the first part is called as what? Passenger. Okay, passenger is there. Then apart from the passenger, who else will be there? Passenger will be there, then admin will be there, and for the billing purpose we need the bank person. So I'm going to add the three actors. Actor means, लक्षात ठेवा, actor म्हणजे काय? जी सिस्टम तुम्ही डेव्हलप करताय. आता कुठली सिस्टम तुम्ही डेव्हलप करताय? So I will add the first system over here. Okay, so this is what my system. I will rename this system as a railway reservation system. So I will consider this as a railway reservation system. Who is interested to interact with the system, we will call them as one actor. आता ही सिस्टीम कोण कोण यूज करणार आहे? तर पहिला असेल पॅसेंजर, दुसरं कोण असेल? रेल्वे रिझर्वेशन म्हणजे रेल्वेची माणसं. सो वी विल कन्सिडर देम ॲज अ ॲडमिन पार्ट. सो आय विल ॲड वन मोर actor over here. Add actor. I'll give the name that actor as admin. Administrator. Then add one more actor, that is from the bank side. So I will consider as bank or related to finance, or maybe the one who will consider the amount related things, that is money related things. I will consider simply as a bank. Okay, so these are all human beings. Apart from this, we need to take the printout of the ticket. So I need printer also. So I'll consider the printer also. So I'll add one more actor as a printer. So the way, if suppose I have the hard copy of a ticket, and while I'm entering into the train, I have to show that hard copy. So to read the hard copy, I need a scanner also. So I'll consider printer, comma, scanner. Okay. I'll consider printer, comma, scanner. So this will be from hardware parts. Then different cameras will be there to watch and these all parts. So I will consider one more actor over here. So that is add actor. One part I will consider simply as a camera or different networking devices. Like RFID tag will be there, some tickets, some passes will be there, some RFID cards will be there, like monthly pass, weekly pass. So based on that, that devices could able to read this. So we need to find out all the actors first. So are you clear about the definition of the actor? Actor is nothing but is a model for external entity which interacts with the system. जी सिस्टीम आपण डेव्हलप करतोय, आपण आता कुठली सिस्टीम डेव्हलप करतोय, तर रेल्वे रिझर्वेशन सिस्टीम डेव्हलप करतोय. रेल्वे रिझर्वेशन सिस्टीम मध्ये आपल्याशी कोण कोण इंटरॅक्शन करू शकतं ते सगळं फाइंड आउट करणं. मग तो कुठल्या कॅटेगरीमध्ये पण असू शकतो. इट मे बी एनी कॅटेगरी. इट मे बी देअर ॲज अ युजर, ॲज अ ह्युमन बिईंग, or it may be as an external system. other डेव्हलप केलेले सॉफ्टवेअर आहे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल बँकिंग रिलेटेड. आता मला पेमेंट करायचं आहे, तर पेमेंटची प्रोसेस फक्त तुम्हाला लिंक द्यायची आहे. ती पेमेंट कसं होणार आहे, कार्ड डिटेल्स एंटर करायला लावेल, त्याला 16 डिजिट कार्ड एंटर करेल, कार्ड एंटर केल्यानंतर नाव एंटर करेल, त्याच्यानंतर VOB एंटर करेल, and after entering the VOB it may ask for the 6 digit password also. But I don't worry about how the system will work. Already developed a system is there. So I will try to interact with the systems, and from the systems I will collect the data. मग ते काय झालं माझं, सिम्पली ॲज अन ऍक्टर इंटरॅक्शन झालं. मग ऍक्टर तुमचा कुठल्याही टाईपमध्ये असू शकतो. मग सिम्पली टाईप कसे लक्षात ठेवायचे ऍक्टरचे, एकतर तो ह्युमन बिईंग असेल, सो आय एम कन्सिडर ॲज अ ह्युमन. सेकंड ॲज अ सॉफ्टवेअर टाईप, म्हणजे ऑलरेडी एखादी सिस्टीम डेव्हलप केलेली असेल आणि ती सॉफ्टवेअर तुम्ही वापरता आहात, तर ते झालं तुमचं सॉफ्टवेअर रिलेटेड ऍक्टर. आणि एखादं हार्डवेअर म्हणजे प्रिंटर असेल, स्कॅनर असेल, that will be I consider as a different hardware parts. Okay, so an actor, नेमिंग कन्व्हेन्शन्स लक्षात ठेवायचे. ऍक्टरला नाव देताना कसं द्यायचंय, सो इट शुड बी अन युनिक नेम अँड सम डिस्क्रिप्शन रिगार्डिंग दॅट. मग त्या रोल वरूनच आपल्याला लक्षात येईल. आता पॅसेंजर, पॅसेंजर हे नाव दिलं आपण, पण त्या पॅसेंजर वरून तो काय काय करू शकतो हे आपल्याला लक्षात येत आहे. सो वी विल जस्ट सिम्पली कन्सिडर देम इन फ्रंट ऑफ अन ऍक्टर नोटेशन्स. So I have just finded out all the actors. Is this part clear to all? Reply something yes, no. काय केले लक्षात आले का? On which system I am working? I am working on railway reservation system. With respect to railway reservation system, what is supposed to do? To draw the use case diagram, आपण काय करणार आहोत? We will work out. First part is to find out all possible different actors. आधी आपण काय केले, आपल्याला जेवढे काही लागणार होते ते सगळे ऍक्टर्स आपण फाइंड आउट केले. ऍक्टर्स म्हणजे काय लक्षात ठेवायचं, स्टिकमॅन नोटेशन इज द नोटेशन टू रिप्रेझेंट द ऍक्टर इन द UML. ऍक्टर इज अन एक्सटर्नल एलिमेंट ऑफ द सिस्टीम. जी सिस्टीम आपण डेव्हलप करतो त्याचा एक्सटर्नल एलिमेंट, त्याला आपण काय म्हणणार आहोत, सिम्पली ऍक्टर. इट मे बी came under the different categories, like it may be human being, it may be hardware part, or it may be an software part which already developed. So we will consider them as an actor. So for example, in case of our railway reservation system, I have found out these many different actors. Is this part clear? Reply something yes, no. Am I audible? Yes, no reply there. Yes, anyone? Roll number 65, Onkar. Roll number 36. Are you there? Roll number 18, Pallavi, you can chat also. You can put in the text message whether you are getting what I am telling to you or not. Any doubt regarding the behavioral modeling? We are started to work with the first diagram called as what? Use case diagram. Okay, Pooja. So we have just started to work with the use case diagram. आपण काय करतोय तर फर्स्ट डायग्राम आपण ड्रॉ करायचा प्रयत्न करतोय बिहेवियरल मॉडेल मध्ये. So inside this behavioral modeling, the first diagram that we could able to draw, that diagram is called as what? Use case diagram. Now use case diagram made up of the basic three elements. The first element called as what? Actors. So what does the actor means? Actor is anything which is external to the system. We will call them as one actor. How to represent actor in UML? Stickman notation. This is called as what? Stickman notation. So this stickman notation is the notation to represent actor in UML. That is what we are representing. Now, how to find out the actors for any system? So we just need to find out the actors first. First category we will call all human beings, those who are going to interact with the system. We will call them as simply humans, users, who is going to use the system. So in case of a railway reservation system, I said that passenger will use administrator, and then administrator means those who are going to schedule the trains. Next is bank financial for payment purpose related, because I will consider that already system is developed. So I will use the system as it is. Then one more type of a category called as what? External systems. As a simple example, external system, billing system, other softwares. And in case of physical environments, like other hardwares, like I can consider printer and scanner. So I have completed all actor parts. Now after the actor parts, we need to focus on the next part, that is called as what? Use cases. How to represent the use case in UML? This is the simple, we can say, oval notation. Oval notation is used to represent the use case in UML. Now what is simple definition for the use case? Use case is nothing but set of sequence of actions performed by particular user when interacting with the system. एखाद्या युजरचं सिस्टीम बरोबरचं स्पेसिफिक इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स, त्या स्पेसिफिक इंटरॅक्शन्स आपण कशामार्फत रिप्रेझेंट करू शकतो? A simple representation will be done in terms of use cases. So let's see, different roles are there. For example, passenger I will consider, then this administrator will be there at the passenger side. Bank finance will be as an other parts, already developed a software is there, so I will use as it is. So simply go for drag and drop option. So I have done drag and drop option. Okay. So the first part, that all users, those who are interested to work with the system called as what? Railway reservation system, the first operation they will perform will be login. So consider this, I will consider them simply as login. Okay. So I will just add the use cases, different use cases. How to represent the use case? Oval notation is the notation to represent the use case. Use case is nothing but one set of sequence of actions performed for a specific reason. म्हणजे युजर कडून जी काही ऍक्शन होते ती ऍक्शन आपण कशात मार्फे रिप्रेझेंट करतोय? एका प्रॉपर यूज केस मध्ये रिप्रेझेंट करतोय, आणि ती यूज केस आपण दाखवायचं काय करतोय? प्रयत्न करतोय. इज दिस पार्ट क्लियर? Okay. So the passenger will first performs a login. After login, for example, I will consider as a passenger. Then after login, any user, means for example passenger, the next part will be what? Passenger will be interested to check for the availability, which train is available or not. So select use case, rename it check for availability. Availability with respect to what? Date, time. simultaneously these actions are going to get performed. So select check for availability. एकाच वेळी आपल्याला ते करायचं आहे. डेट आणि टाइम आपल्याला पाहिजे त्या डेटला ट्रेन आहे का आणि त्यामध्ये कुठला टाइम स्लॉट अवेलेबल आहे. सो सिलेक्ट. Second part will be there, check for availability. Now after check for availability, if it seems correct, we'll be going for book the ticket. So I will add book a ticket. I'll add the use case book ticket. The way we'll able to add the book ticket, will be able to add cancel ticket also. I'll consider as a cancel ticket. Okay, so cancel ticket. The next one will be perform the payment related to this. So I'll add do payment. Okay, now after the payments we can check the status. As the scenarios are going to get changed time to time, so I will say check ticket comma train status, because when you book a ticket, your ticket may not be confirmed. It may be reserved against a cancellation, that is called as what, RAC, or it may be in a waiting, but still you want to do the payment. That payment part also can be processed. So based on the type of the ticket, we will perform the different operations. Okay, check availability. That is with respect to passenger. Now let's concentrate on administrator. Administrator means the person from the railway side. So what he will be responsible? He will be responsible for cancel the ticket, update flight schedule. Means I can say update train schedule. So check status. So I will add one part here. That is what, update, or simply edit. I can say edit train status, whether the train is running on the time, whether the train has been cancelled, preponed, postponed because of some calamities. All the parts will be discussed by this administrative person. So we need to take into the consideration for the administrative side. Okay, then next, print ticket, check ticket, this part we will add. So I will say print ticket. I'll add one more part, that is read ticket automation process. Save this scenario. Book ticket, choose seat. Okay, I will consider while booking the ticket. Okay, one to one we will discuss at this moment. Okay, save this part. So what we did as per the definition, बघा definition मी परत एकदा सांगतो, जर नाही लक्षात आलं तर विचारा, or just pay attention. We are going to draw the use case diagram. That use case diagram made up of the basic three elements. The first is called as what, actor, second is called as what, use cases, and third is called as what, the relationship between the actor and use cases. Once you could able to define this, you can say that you are able to complete the use case. Okay, so to draw the use case diagram, you need to worry about the actors, you need to worry about the use cases. Now what is actor? Anything which is external to the system. System is what you are going to develop. So what you are going to develop? I am going to develop the railway reservation system. So the one who is interacted to interact with this system, I will simply call them as one actor. Though may be human being, though may be the software, or though may be the different hardwares. So those who are interested to interact with the system, then I will consider them as an actor. So my actors will be here passenger, then administrator, bank, that is related to the payments, then printer and scanner. I'll consider them as a different actors. So this part I have done. So next part is once you find out an actor, after finding an actor, our next focus, our next target is to find out the different use cases. Now what will be the different use cases? Different use case means what? Use case is nothing but a simple oval notation is used, and this represent a specific operation, set of sequence of actions performed by an particular actor with respect to the behavior of the system. We will consider them as a simple use case. So what is the simple definition about the use case? So use case is nothing but it is just a function of the system or nothing but operation of the system. So for example, a railway reservation system, what the operations they are going to perform? So railway reservation system performs the different operations. What are the different operations? Like the system will allow to enter to the system, that is by the login option. Then let's consider the first passenger. Now with respect to passenger, what they are going to do? Check for the availability, then book ticket, collect ticket, cancel ticket, do the payment, print the ticket. These are the operations that passenger may perform with respect to system. So with respect to the scenario, we need to discuss in detail. So for example, let us consider this. I'm considering that passenger has to first perform the login operation. So I will consider this as a login. Now see here, to perform the login operations, passenger must have see here, I will show you the system so that you can able to understand. Railway ticket booking. Okay, so to book the ticket, I need to first perform is what? Login operation over here. So you can read over here, login. So to perform the login, I need to enter my user ID. I need to enter my password. So understand this scenario. So where I will get this login? I will get this login within a condition. So what is that condition? I must have user ID and password. So when I will get user ID and password? When I sign up for the system. So the basic functionality that we need to understand is add a use case, and that is register or sign up. Register, or we can say sign up for the program. So after sign up only you can able to perform the user ID and password. So I will say that this part is said as an include part. So लॉगिन करण्यासाठी तुमच्याकडे युजर आयडी आणि पासवर्ड असणं गरजेचं आहे. मग लॉगिन साठी तुम्हाला युजर आयडी आणि पासवर्ड कुठल्या प्रोसेस मधून मिळणार आहे? बाय परफॉर्मिंग रजिस्टर. म्हणजे बघा, जर इथं मला युजर आयडी आणि पासवर्ड टाकायचा असेल तर समजा माझ्याकडे नसेल तो, तर मला काय करावं लागेल? तर फर्स्ट ऍक्शन इज आयदर इज टू परफॉर्म द रजिस्ट्रेशन. माझी पहिली ऍक्शन काय असेल तर रजिस्टर. मग रजिस्टर केलं, जस्ट क्लिक हियर, आय विल गो फॉर द रजिस्ट्रेशन. मग रजिस्ट्रेशन मध्ये मला काय करावं लागतं? माझं युजर नेम पासवर्ड सेट करावं लागतंय. ते युजर नेम पासवर्ड अवेलेबल आहे का ते चेक होत आहे, आणि जर असेल तरच माझं अकाउंट काय होणार आहे? कन्सिडर होणार आहे. अदरवाइज आय विल नॉट बी एबल टू परफॉर्म द लॉगिन. इज दिस पार्ट क्लिअर? सो आय सेड हियर ॲज अ इन्क्लूड. हे मी असंही दाखवू शकतो किंवा I can show it in different style. Now what will be my different style? See here, the passenger register sign up for the course. Just see here, the passenger will register for the sign up for the course which will extend. कुठली ऍक्टिव्हिटी एक्सटेंड होऊ शकते? इथं माझ्या इथं लॉगिन ऍक्टिव्हिटी होऊ शकते. सो जस्ट फॉर द सिम्प्लिसिटी आय एम शोइंग यू. Save this one. I just added the login. You can show, don't show both in the same diagram. I'm just saving you the possibility. So passenger will go for the register sign up, and register sign up will perform extend to the login. Now what is the difference between this include and extend? Can anyone tell me? Just looking towards the diagram, that is what the importance of the diagrams. Just by drawing the different diagrams, you can able to understand, you can able to visualize the system flows. So let me know how you understand this. Can anyone? काय डिफरन्स आहे दोन्हीमध्ये, किंवा लॉजिकली आपण पाहिलं तर विच वन इज द करेक्ट? Passenger performs the login, which included by performing register sign up, or performs the register or the sign up program, which will extend to an login. So let me know the reply from your side. Yes. Yes, just think on it and let me. Look towards the diagram and tell me, is both the same correct, or which one is the correct? The simplest idea for the user's perspective side is what we can say. Passenger could be able to perform the login. So the precondition for the login will be considered as you must have a user ID and password. So I have represented as a include. Both the ways are correct, but in the simplicity manner or the user's perspective, maybe technical, non-technical user will be there. So for their understanding, we can show this as a part of your included action. So this is one, the set of actions which will be interacting with each others. Is this clear? I'll remove this. Okay. So the passenger will first perform the sign up, and the sign up will extend this login. This also correct, or we can say that login, inside the login it is included register for course sign up. Is this clear? Okay. Now the next part will be what? Passenger. Now passenger will be interested to purchase the ticket. Now while they are going to go for the purchase ticket, so this purchase ticket has a lot of sequence of actions. So for example, see, I'll show you, and the same style I will represent it in the diagram. So for example, I will consider here login. So I'll just enter the captcha. Okay, my login is done successfully. Now what I need to do, I need to search my first source. So I will consider source Pune, and I am interested to travel to Hyderabad, Sikandarabad. Okay, so first search for the train, then on which date you want to travel. For example, I want to travel on Saturday, so select the Saturday. Okay, so which class you want to travel? AC first class, AC2 tire, 3 tire, or sleeper, or the second shift, that is non these parts you want to travel. So I just want to travel with first class. Okay. And the type of reservation I will do with the regular reservations. So search. नो ट्रेन्स अवेलेबल. जोपर्यंत ट्रेन अवेलेबल होत नाही तोपर्यंत माझं बुकिंग होत नाही. मग मला काय करावं लागेल, काही ट्रेन्स, काही डे चेंज करावं लागेल किंवा काही टाईप त्याचं काही चेंज करता येत आहे का ते मला चेंज करावं लागेल. सो आय विल गो विथ AC2 टायर, modify the search and apply. See, after modifying the search I'm getting this train details. So second sitting sleeper, waiting list. These are the different trains which are available. So I will consider the flow like before going for the purchase ticket, after the login, need to go for different use cases. So I will add the different use cases over here. So the first is search pen. Okay. Second use case will be enter date, time. Okay. So this will be considered as a part of a scenario. So enter date, time. After date and time, check the availability. Check for the availability. We will check the availability. Save this. Just a second. Okay. So this all will be as a included part. Okay. If available, then and then only able to confirm the ticket. And after completion of the ticket, I can say that they should able to arrange the purchase process. So check the availability. After that we'll able to only purchase the ticket. जर अवेलेबल असेल दिलेल्या सर्चला टाइमला जर अवेलेबल असेल. Okay, I will add one more part over here. So as a part of a use case I will consider add passenger. तो स्वतः असू शकतो किंवा अजून त्याचे फॅमिली मेंबर्स किंवा फ्रेंड्स असू शकतात. त्या सगळ्यांसाठी तो ऍड करू शकतो आणि मग तिकीट तो कन्फर्म करू शकतो. सो विल बी कन्सिडर्ड ॲज अ अवेलेबिलिटी पार्ट इनसाइड दिस. हाऊ मेनी tickets want to take. Okay. Then after this could able to perform a book ticket. So rather than going for this book ticket, I will say this as a booking process. So book ticket by performing search train, then enter date. After booking confirmation, we'll go for the use case that is called as what? Purchase ticket. Okay. Book ticket. Okay. I will add book ticket is already there. So I'll consider this as the simplest scenario. Okay. I need to show the book ticket scenario over here. So book ticket. will be represented here. The relationship will be there. Inside the book ticket, you can have this all the flows. Okay. Once the booking part is done, the ticket is booked, you can go for the purchasing. So this will extend. So book ticket will extend purchase ticket, like that. I'll show that extend. तिकीट जर कन्फर्म झालं तरच तुम्ही परचेस करू शकणार आहे, अदरवाइज नाही. सो आय विल से दॅट इट विल एक्सटेंड अ बुक ticket टू परचेस ticket. Okay, so in detail also you can show, or in general also you can show. So first I will complete the generalized part. So passenger performs the login, check for the availability, then book the ticket. After booking the ticket, automatically it is leading to the parts like cancel the ticket, then edit the train status, and then next part is what we can say, the association. Simple, book ticket, do the payments. Then one more simple scenario, do payment, print tickets. With respect to the bank, details will be confirmed. Then check status of the train. That part I will show you. So next, see simple part, put this here, this part as a here. Okay, then consider this printer ticket. So this will be responsible for the print ticket purpose, so I'll put here. Then read ticket will be associated with both the sides, reading and giving the printout, so I'll consider this. So I will take this diagram outside of this star UML. If you want to change the color combinations and all, that also you can change. So for example, system parts I will consider. Okay, so make file, export the diagram, railway reservation system, use case diagram. I will save it. I'll check the diagram. So go to the respective package, hands-on star UML. So you can read the use case diagram. Okay, railway reservation use case diagram. See. So this is what my use case diagram. Use case diagram means user interactions with the system. Which system you are going to develop here? I am developing here a railway reservation system. So who else is external? These many users, these many actors, and how your system is going to act and react. So this is what my system's going to act and react. So system operations I have represented over here. So this is what my system operations I have represented in a simple use case manner. So this is my use case manner, and this is the relationship between actor and use cases. So it represents the simple relationship called as what, actor and use case relationship. Is this part clear? So take the screenshot of this. Whenever you will get a time, try to draw this use case diagram, user interactions with the system. So as per your time availability, you can able to complete this flow. Any doubt there? Okay. Any doubt, any query, please let me know. Yes. Any doubt there? Any query there from your side? I hope you are aware about what is use case diagram. Any question there? Any question regarding use case diagram? Shall we go for the next part? Yes, reply something. Yes, no. Okay. Onkar Kulkarni says who? Yes, Onkar, we will go. So take the screenshot of this. Keep this diagram with you. Whenever you will get a time, try to draw the use case diagram, or also try to complete the use case diagram for your project also. Okay. After the use case diagram, after completion of the use case diagram, see here the way we can complete this, how we can represent it in terms of the name, participating actor, entry conditions, that is what precondition, post condition. Then we have discussed extended parts. Then we have discussed include part. So you can represent these scenarios like include. This is include part. This is extended part. So include part, extended part, that part also we have discussed. So see here, how the passenger will purchase a ticket. So that purchase ticket extends out of order, cancel, or reverse scenario we can say as a include part also. So it is up to you how you represent it inside. So the same style I have represented inside the include relationship also. So it will be decided on the flow, how your convenience. So this is one more diagram, actor interacting with the systems. So this is external element. This is the use case. Use case, how to represent the use case. A simple oval notation is the notation to represent the use case in UML. So this part done, user interactions with the system, use case diagram. Okay. This is one more use case diagram regarding the cellular telephone. So just take a print shot. You can show it, place the phone calls, take a print screen, keep with you. User interactions with the systems regarding the cellular telephones. So the actors of the user, cellular network, I'm calling as an administrative person, and users will use scheduler, phone call, place a phone call, then receive phone call, user interactions with the system, and this all operations will be under the guidance or under the observation of cellular network administrator. This will be one more use case diagram for the context of the system, credit card validation system. So you can represent this credit card validation system. So you can draw this credit card validation system also. So this is the bank person, customer, individual customer, or maybe a corporate customer, doesn't matter. Perform this card transactions, process, reconcile the transactions, and manage the customer's account. So we have this two mere external elements over here. The retail institution means the bank from which you are applying for the credit card or you are using the credit card, and this will be the sponsoring financial institute. The card, your credit card may be a MasterCard or maybe a Visa card, so that will be sponsored by the financial institute. So this is what the user interactions with the system. So this is model, the requirement of the system regarding the credit card information scenarios. Okay. If there is no doubt regarding the use case diagram, we will go for the next diagram, that is called as what? Interaction diagram. Now, to understand the interaction diagram, we need to first understand one more type of a diagram, and then we will come back to the interaction diagram. So interaction diagram basically part we will discuss in the next lecture. Now we will, at this lecture, we will try to focus on one more type of a diagram called as what? Activity diagram. So let me complete the first today's attendance. Your attendance. Roll number 1,
Present.
2, roll number 2, 3, 4,
Present, sir.
5, roll number 5,
Present, sir.
6,
Present.
7,
7 present, sir.
8,
8 present.
9,
9 present, sir.
10, 10, 11,
11 present, sir.
12, 13,
Present, sir.
14, 15,
Present, sir.
16,
sir.
17,
17 present, sir.
18,
Present, sir.
19,
Present, sir.
20,
20 present, sir.
21,
Present, sir.
22,
Present, sir.
23,
23 present, sir.
24,
Yes, sir.
25,
Present, sir.
26,
26 present, sir.
27,
27 present, sir.
8,
Present, sir.
9,
28.
30,
30 present, sir.
31, 32,
32 present, sir.
33, 32 present, 33, 34, 35, 36,
36 present, sir.
37,
37 present, sir.
38,
37 38 present, sir.
39, 39,
Sir,
30,
39 present.
40,
40 present, sir.
41,
41 present, sir.
42,
42 present, sir.
43,
42 present, sir.
43, 44,
44 present, sir.
45, 45, 46,
Present, sir.
47,
Present, sir.
48,
Present, sir.
49,
Yes, sir.
50, 50, 51,
Present, sir.
52, 52, 53, 54,
Present, sir.
55,
Present, sir.
56, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63,
Present, sir.
64,
Present, sir.
65,
Present.
66, 67,
Present, sir.
68, 69,
Present, sir.
70.
Present, sir.
Sir, roll number 3 present.
Sir, 37.
Any other correction there? These are the absent numbers. Any other correction? Okay. Okay, only 10 minutes time is there. So before going to start the new diagram, I will suggest you to do the practice with this. Simply take the screenshot of this diagram and try to draw the diagrams at your side. So this is related to the credit card validation system. So simple, take the screenshot, try to complete this diagram. Credit card validation system. Try for this diagram also. This is cellular telephone system. So how the normal telephone system works. So this is with respect to telephone system. So try to draw the diagram with this telephone system, use case diagram. Okay. So try to draw these two diagrams from your side. One is cellular telephone system. I can say draw use case diagram for number 1 credit card validation system, and second draw use case diagram for credit card validation system, and the second that you can draw is for cellular telephone system. Complete this. So try to complete these two diagrams. Next lecture we will see activity diagram and interaction diagrams. Okay. Actually, I forget that my class was there at 1 p.m. So if by mistake anything happens, you can directly just give me a reminder also, so that we could able to complete our today's target. No problem. Is this part clear? Next lecture we will discuss. We will start with the interaction diagrams. We'll take a pause here. Onkar, what is the question? Pre-approved आहे का post-approved आहे? Sir, maybe mic is not working. Pre-approved आहे का post-approved?
ते सीसी सिस्टीमचं एक्झाम्पल दिलंय ना.
Which one?
सीसी सिस्टीम क्रेडिट कार्ड सिस्टीम.
हाँ.
ते प्री अप्रूव्ड क्रेडिट कार्ड का पोस्ट अप्रूव्ड आहे?
एक सेकंड ना. Let me open this. Okay.
Perform process card bill post approved है. Okay.
Yes, post. It is related to the post, but you consider both the scenario and draw the separate diagrams.
हो ठीक आहे. Thank you.
Hi, yes, you consider both the scenarios. Means there is a just fresher customer and want to apply, and we need to check whether that particular customer, suppose I apply to SBI credit card and my demand is to get a credit card of 1 lakh limit, but bank will check whether I am eligible to get credit card or not, first part. Second, whether I am eligible to get only 25,000 rupees credit or 50,000 or 75 or 1 lakh, like that. So bank will perform this operation. Is clear? Okay, we'll take a pause here.